Time for a dual sport ride and life update. So, last you saw me was at Hungry Cow, and had to leave early. No big deal. Everybody in the family's fine. Thank you for wondering and asking, but been busy. We are 7 people short at work, soon to be 8. So that means it's kind of like write your own paycheck with the overtime right now. Probably between like scheduled overtime, training, shift shortages, that kind of stuff. I could almost guarantee I'm close to 200 hours of overtime work for the year already. And it's June 26th today. So riding has been hard to come by, especially with 2 little ones and a wife that also works full time, but it is what it is. That's life as a 32-year-old adult. So, new set of days off, 2 days into it. Got the grass cut this morning. Got a bunch of work done in the garage. Been working on putting plywood sheeting up for wall coverings because I don't know how to do drywall and I have zero interest in learning how to do that. But got a couple hours before everybody gets home, so I figured I'd go back to my roots, hop on the dual sport, and go out in Sands Plains and take us some places where it's not supposed to be. So luckily this dirt road is right at the end of my road, so accessing the plains is super easy and convenient for my place. It's like half a mile of pavement, and then boom, we are here. Like literally one of the trails from the latest National Enduro is right up here. So in a matter of about 3 minutes, I can be from my garage on a National Enduro trail, which is crazy. Right over here, there was a grass track that I started burning in. I should take a lap on it. I mean, it's literally just grass now, but I should take a lap on it, see how it's doing, if it's still there. And remember, we go up this hill and then it dips down and to the left. I don't trust there not to be a bunch of stuff falling over. For how much I struggle on the grass tracks in like hair scrambles and GPs and stuff, I should really put in some time up here and start burning this in again. Because back in the day, this was like very fun. It's super fast. It has some elevation change. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like, honestly, I should load up the bike in the back of the truck, a gas can and a cooler. Just do some motos. A little bit different style of riding versus kind of putting through the woods. Be a fun change for a while. Be fun to have this by the house, especially with the kids starting to get older. We have Juju just started riding a two-wheeler for the first time. Dino seems ever more interested in bikes and that kind of stuff. So to have a grass track kind of burned in by the house would be a very good way to start things off. That's basically a lap. You can kind of see some areas where the track is still like relatively visible. Other areas you would have no idea that it's there, but I got to start putting in some laps out here and, you know, using that maybe as part of a workout or just trying to get time on the bike. There's all the ferns. Clear those up before we carry on. Just like that, we're about 3 minutes later. We have the start of AA on the left and Moon Rocks over here on the right. Gonna go to Moon Rocks. I've done AA on the DRZ before, or at least a portion of it, and it is not fun. I do stuff like this on this bike, and I think it's like, you know, like, holy cow, this thing is a pig. And then you see guys doing like Romaniacs and Ayresburg on Teneres. Dude, I just don't get it. Like, obviously that bike has a lot more power than what this DRZ400 has, but still, just from like sheer size and weight alone, I can't imagine doing that. I just cannot fathom attacking that on a bike that heavy. I remember being terrified to ride over that just a couple years ago on this bike. Now look at us. Oh, puddle. There was a time not too long ago I would ride up that on the DRZ. Is today the day? Do I keep doing it? Or is that God telling me no? Whoop. Not my best work, but we made it up. I haven't rode this bike through stuff like this since I put that Apache case on the back and keeps smacking me right in the butt. I clearly have to do more of this type of riding because my confidence in line selection has gone down. I suppose being on the DRZ probably doesn't help that, but what are you gonna do? As previously stated, time has been a very hard thing to come by this summer, but I made a promise to myself and you guys that I would try to be better with it and would be better with it as far as making videos and riding. So, gotta do what we can do. Tell you what though, I'm very happy that this trail got reopened. After they logged it a few years ago, it was just done for. Oh, geez. Again, beta, send it. DRZ, no send it. At least not that blindly. Well, they did more clearing and cutting. Started Charlotte's Web here. Trail goes that way. Looks surprisingly okay over there. I don't know if there's anything messed up further back, but Moon Rocks is starting to get pushed into. What are you gonna do? That's the price you pay when you ride on somebody else's land. It's nice that the mining company allows bikes to come out here and ride and use these trails. So beggars can't be choosers, man. Too big of a drop off over there. It's always a fun detour. This is one of like the OG off-road DRZ spots for me. Steep hill. Whew. Still got it, kind of. Woo. DRZ on rocks is not a place you want to lose forward momentum. Man, this is getting grown in. Woo. That one I will send on the DRZ. Checked my phone on this ride, but literally as I was getting ready to leave, one of my coworkers was texting me from a dealership about buying either a DRZ400 or a DRZ650. I'm really hoping by the end of this ride I have a text or a Snapchat of a picture of a bike. We got Harvey Lake off to the right. Pretty sure it's only home to algae and painted turtles. I was just telling my kids the other day how lucky they are to live in the UP and how lucky we are to live up here. Like, the fact that I am 5 minutes from my house right now is crazy. Dude, it's just the best. And then the fact, like, okay, let's say I go home right now and I'm just sweating and sweating, I can't cool down. Dude, I'll just stay on the bike and ride to town and jump in Lake Superior. Like, there is no better place to live than up here, I swear. You can't beat it. Are they putting in more fire ruts? Huh. I should follow that around. I feel like you could use that as a pretty fun turn track if it all like links up. I have never been down here before. I have no idea where I'm going to pop out. But I'm heading generally east, so if I had to guess, I'm going to hit the highway eventually. As long as I don't end up in somebody's backyard, I'm fine. Well, it's not the highway, but it's a road. I have literally never been down here before in my life. I also don't think that guy has enough lawnmowers. We found the highway. I was on Station Road. Okay. Station Road, got it. I am now on Kelly Johnson Memorial Highway. And there's probably like 2 people watching this video who know who Kelly Johnson is. But he's one of the engineers and the founder of Skunkworks, which made absolutely insane and crazy jets and airplanes, and like still makes them to this day. But like F-117, SR-71 Blackbird, all sorts of like cool stealth technology that was coming out during the Cold War. That guy. This is his memorial highway on the way out to the airport. But he was born in Ishpeming, like 10 miles, 15 miles to the west of here. And I think he went to U of M, go blue, became an engineer, wound up getting a job, and he got selected basically to like go out and make some crazy, crazy stuff by the government starting in World War II-ish, and carried on making all sorts of stuff. But yeah, just look up Kelly Johnson on Wikipedia and you will see like 50 or 60 insane aircraft that he helped design. I started talking about planes and I wanted to go look at the static display that's at the old Kaisora Air Force Base. They have possibly one of my favorite jets, B-52 Stratofortress. Absolutely ginormous. There used to be a bunch of these stationed up here that were on standby during the Cold War and up until like 1994, I think is when the base closed. But this was like one of the more northern bases in the US in case something happened. And basically the plan was they'd fly these things over the top of the world, like over the North Pole, and go to work in Russia. So cool to see one of those in person. They also have a FB-111 Aardvark, which is a like supersonic bomber. Fun story about it. Not this one specifically, but like that plane in general. There was this guy who needed a heart transplant in Connecticut, and the nearest donor, or the first available donor, was in Oklahoma. And like the human heart to transplant it can only be out of the body for like 4 hours, and there was no commercial flight at the time, or commercial plane, or even private for that matter, that could make the trip. So one of these jets was given the heart, and they flew it from Oklahoma to Connecticut in 2 hours. But this is like the predecessor to the F-14 Tomcat. The wings actually go in and out like the Tomcat does. But lots of cool stuff out here, man. They're talking about reopening the base to some degree. Got an F-101 Voodoo. What is this, at F-104 Starfighter? What is this? I gotta go look at the sign. But yeah, if they reopen the base, that'd be pretty cool. I know it's not gonna be full-fledged like it used to be, but it would be pretty sweet. Oh, 106 Delta Dart. I got it all mixed up. Pretty sweet though, man. My kids love coming out here looking at this stuff. Raising a bunch of autistic kids like me. If you're still around after all my rambling about planes and stuff, I appreciate it. It's good to get back on the bike for a minute. Hopefully after the 4th of July, I can kind of get my feet back under me as far as riding on Thursdays and that kind of stuff goes. It'd be nice to get out more frequently and do more stuff, but like always, I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Stick around. There will be more videos. Probably not going to be every week, but at least 1 or 2 a month from here until snow flies. So, as always, appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time.